Folks, how are we doing today? All right. So, today, what I wanted to talk to you guys about is two income oriented stocks called Strife and Strike. These are interesting products that are not covered calls, but they offer phenomenal yields and with the potential of Bitcoin upside, at least for Strike. All right, guys. So, let's jump into it and check these out. All right, guys. So we are here at MicroStrategy's website, and you're going to see a variety of stocks oriented around income generation through convertible yields, convertible debt, and there's a variety of different equities and assets that they have on their books. Okay, I've today we're focusing on Strike STRK and Strife. Okay, and STRK guarantees or expects to provide an 8% dividend yield annually, okay? Whereas Strife is expected to do 10%. Now that does variate. As you can see, the effective yield is 8.55% at this moment, but they expect to do a 10% dividend annually. Okay. Strike expects to do an 8% dividend annually. All right. All right, so let's start with the basics of both of these products. All right, so both Strike and Strife are preferred stocks, and these are not covered call ETFs. Okay, so basically they're a hybrid between a bond and a stock, because what they do is they do pay a fixed dividend, and the holders get priority shares as a result of them being preferred shares. So they get priority if something happens to the company. If they default, they are first in line for credits and payouts. Okay. So with Strike, as I mentioned, they pay 8% annually, and that comes with a conversion feature. Okay. All right, guys. So let's look at Strike. So, what is Strike all about? All right. So, this is a preferred share, as I mentioned, and Strike has a 8% dividend payout. All right. So, this meaning for every $100 invested, you will get 8% in dividends. Okay. But here's the twist. Okay. So, Strike has a convert option. All right. So this means that under certain conditions, you can swap your strike shares into MSTR or MicroStrategy stock or strategy stock for that matter. All right. So why does this matter? All right. So if MicroStrategy's stock price goes way up, all right, your strike could be worth more because of that conversion feature. Okay. So it's basically an 8% dividend with a little stock upside built into it. All right. That's the benefit and the power of strike. You get this bond yielding 8% plus the opportunity to convert should the price move a lot higher. Now, albeit that price needs to move a lot higher, but that upside there gives you that price appreciation. Now, Strife is a little bit simpler, okay? This is just a 9% preferred share, 9 to 10%. So every $100 invested will get you 9 to $10 in dividends, of course. But unlike Strike, there is no convert feature. All right. So this doesn't turn into a stock. So basically, this will act more like a bond. Okay. So you get steady income, less moving parts, less volatility. So for Strife, it acts more like a bond. All right. So if investors are happy with that 9 to 10%, Strife will trade around $100 a share, okay? But if investors want 5% yield, all right, that price will move up. The price will move up closer to $200, all right? And if the market demands a 15% yield, the price might drop to, let's just say, $66, okay? So Stripe doesn't grow in value like a normal stock would. It mainly shifts depending on how much yield the market wants and how much MicroStrategy is issuing. All right, so why is MicroStrategy doing this, guys? It's simple. They want to raise money to buy more Bitcoin. All right. So here's the strategy. Okay. They will sell Strike and Strive to investors. They then take the cash to buy Bitcoin, and then they keep paying this fixed dividend to you every single year. Okay. If Bitcoin goes up big, let's say from now from 120K to 250K or 800K for that matter, MicroStrategy's balance sheet will grow. Okay. And compared to that growth, the fixed dividend payments will be minuscule for them. Okay. So they're betting on the appreciation of Bitcoin heavily. And as a result of that appreciation, they are willing to give you a portion, a piece of that upside in the form of a dividend. All right, guys. So we are here at Testfolio, and what I wanted to do is compare MSTR to Stripe and Strike to show you what the performance would have been since the inception. And these have only been out for like 8 months or so. But if we invested 100K from when Stripe and Strike incepted, let's see the performance as compared to MSTR. from about 7 months ago, guys, from about 7 months ago, if you invested in Strife or Strike, you would have gotten 129K from Strife and 117K from Strike. So 29% return from Strife and 17% from Strike. And that's crazy to see that it actually has beaten MSTR considerably. MSTR did 7% um, total return since March of this year, whereas Strife and Strike are actually much better, which is very interesting to me that played out the way it is. MSTR isn't exactly holding up in correlation to Bitcoin, likely due to all the leverage and all the convertible debt they're using. But this is interesting to see that, we have Strife, we have Strike, 29% total return over the past just 7 months. Strike, 17% total return over the past 7 months. Quite interesting products, guys. Guys, are you invested in Strike or Strife or some of their other products? Let me know in the comments below. Sub to the channel. All the best and cheers.